They dragged Giselle toward a silver-gray SUV, a homemade sticker on its side reading Duskmeadow HOA enforcement. As they forced her into the back seat, I yelled in desperation, "You have no right. This is illegal abduction." Right then, my phone buzzed 4 times in a row. "Dawson, stay calm. This is Sabrina Dean from the CIA Quick Response Team." The engine roared. Locks slammed the brakes, tires screeching, stopping less than a step from my feet. Distant sirens grew louder, joined by 3 sleek black SUVs. Sabrina sized up the scene in a flash. "By order of the U.S. government, you are under arrest." Watching those 2 once arrogant guys stammer in confusion was unreal. Have you ever seen a loved one unfairly taken or mistreated right before your eyes? I know I will never forget that day. Let me tell you my wife and I's story. If you are ready for it, drop a 9 in the comments so I know. Do not forget to like the video and subscribe to catch all the twists ahead with me. I am Arlo Dawson, 38 years old, a software engineer living in Duskmeadow, a quiet suburb on the edge of Santa Fe, New Mexico. I grew up in a small Texas town where everyone knew each other's lives inside out. My job is coding for a small company. Steady, nothing flashy. I have always loved Duskmeadow's peace. Tree-lined streets, morning birdsong, and friendly neighbor hellos. My life seemed perfectly straight, until a knock on the door flipped everything upside down. It was a calm afternoon in Duskmeadow. Soft sunlight filtered through the leaves. Then, out of nowhere, 3 sharp knocks rattled our door. The start of our nightmare. It hit us fast, no warning. My wife, Giselle, was always reserved, blending into the neighborhood with its neat lawns and warm smiles. But that fateful day, 2 guys claiming to be HOA enforcers showed up, flashing fake badges and matching uniforms. They demanded to take her, accusing her of some nonsense rule break. They had no idea the secret behind Giselle's calm facade could unravel their whole act. When her CIA team swooped in, those smug jerks had no way out. Our story unfolds in Duskmeadow, a peaceful suburban community near Santa Fe, New Mexico. No one thought trouble could touch this place. Weekend barbecues, holiday decorating contests, and chats over fences were the norm. The biggest issue was usually who forgot to clear leaves from the path. I cherished the simplicity here. Giselle, my wife, sometimes joked that if neighbors knew her real job, they would think we were pulling an elaborate prank. She is a CIA analyst, handling top-secret data infiltration projects. Publicly, she is just a tech consultant in Taos, a perfect low-key cover for her odd trips. Everything in Duskmeadow stayed calm until one fall afternoon. After 7 urgent doorbell rings, I opened the door to 2 men in dark blue uniforms, badges reading Duskmeadow HOA enforcement. Strange thing was, I had lived here long enough to know we had no such team. Sure, there is a homeowners association, but it is just a handful of volunteers and an outsourced management company. No patrols, no arrest powers. That day, everything I trusted started to crumble. The first shock was their bullying tone. They introduced themselves as Ernest Locke and Kellen Marsh, holding clipboards with a legit-looking Duskmeadow logo. They demanded to see Giselle right away. She was in the garage, fixing a neighbor kid's bike, clueless about what was coming. Before I could question their badge's authenticity, they barked, "There is a serious violation of neighborhood rules. Your wife is accountable." I tried to stay cool, though doubt churned inside. "Sorry, there must be a mix-up. Duskmeadow does not have enforcers. Who sent you?" My heart pounded, not from fear, but from a rising unease. They scanned our house, eyes probing like they were hunting for something shady. Just then, Giselle stepped out, still holding a small wrench, her shirt smudged with grease. The 2 men pounced, grilling her about illegal surveillance gear they claimed to spot in the neighborhood. She paused for a second, then gave a faint smile. I knew that look, the calm she held for the diciest moments in her CIA work. She said smoothly, "I think you are mistaken. Let us step out back and clear this up." They smirked, their tone hardening. "We are taking you now." I protested hard, but they did not care, shoving Giselle outside, gripping her arms tight. Seeing my wife treated like that, a storm of anger and helplessness exploded in me. But what stunned me most? Giselle did not fight back. No shouting, no struggling. She stayed silent, like she had it all under control. Neighbors gathered, curiosity and worry etched on their faces. Rumors in Duskmeadow spread faster than the wind. The 2 self-proclaimed enforcers shouted, "Stay back! like they owned some shaky authority. I trailed them, yelling for an explanation. They tossed out vague lines about community sabotage and HOA data breaches. Accusations so bizarre I did not know whether to laugh or panic. I caught sight of Myrtle Finch, our elderly neighbor, trembling as she dialed her phone. Probably the real cops. Giselle stayed calm, but I saw her watching, noting every detail, their builds, shoe brands, badge patterns. She was ready for something bigger. They dragged Giselle to a silver gray SUV, a homemade sticker reading Duskmeadow HOA enforcement slapped on its side. A phone number tilted along the edge, close to our HOA's real hotline, but off by 2 digits. As they shoved her into the back, I screamed in desperation. "You have no right. This is illegal abduction." They ignored me, but their shoulders tensed slightly. No one shrugs off a charge that heavy without a flicker. Right then, my phone buzzed 4 times in a row. I glanced at the screen. Unknown number. Shaking, I answered. A steady, urgent voice came through. "Dawson, stay calm. This is Sabrina Dean from the CIA Quick Response Team." I froze. Sabrina was Giselle's direct handler. This call meant one thing. Giselle had triggered a top-secret emergency protocol. That protocol was hush-hush, known only to a few. Yet here I was, hearing it over a crackling line in our quiet neighborhood. Before I could stammer a reply, Sabrina pressed on. "We are tracking you. Keep them in sight. Stall as long as you can. Agents are on the way." My heart raced, my mind scrambling to stop the SUV from taking Giselle. The engine roared, dark windows hiding my wife's face. Ernest Locke, the driver, hit the gas to peel out. I lunged at the driver's window. No experience, just instinct. I knew I was risking everything, but fear for Giselle drowned out reason. Locke slammed the brakes. Tires screeched, halting less than a step from my feet. Kellen Marsh, in the passenger seat, leaned out and barked, "You are obstructing HOA business. We will grab you too." I took a deep breath, arms spread to block them. Neighbors closed in, forming an accidental circle of stunned faces and raised phones. Declan, the kid next door, live-streamed it all, throwing the 2 guys off even more. Marsh's hand slid to his belt, where a clunky, unprofessional-looking gun sat. I swallowed hard, tension spiking. Then a sound cut through, distant sirens. Not local police, but the distinct wail of unmarked federal rigs. Sabrina's words echoed in my head. Agents are on the way. My pulse surged. This was about to blow past a simple scam, and we had no clue how dangerous these guys were. The sirens grew louder, joined by 3 glossy black SUVs with government plates. They rolled in so fast, I thought Duskmeadow had turned into a movie set. 5 plainclothes agents, clearly well-trained, stepped out in sync. Leading them was a tall, thin woman with short silver hair and sunglasses. I knew her instantly. Sabrina Dean, a CIA legend, Giselle had shown me in a rare photo. Sabrina sized it up in a heartbeat. She signaled the neighbors back, then gave a crisp order. Agents swarmed the fake SUV, hands on weapons but not drawn. Locke and Marsh traded panicked looks, their bravado gone in a flash. Inside, Giselle sat still, wrists zip-tied, but when she saw Sabrina, a subtle, knowing smirk crossed her lips. In a blink, Marsh flung open his door to bolt. 3 agents tackled him to the grass before he made 5 steps. Locke sat frozen at the wheel, stiff as a board. Sabrina's voice cut sharp and clear. "By order of the U.S. government, you are under arrest." Agents yanked Locke from the driver's seat, pinning him to the SUV and cuffing him. Seeing those 2 once smug power trippers stumble over their words was unreal. The black SUVs, the agents, Giselle's calm. Duskmeadow had just become the stage for something huge. Giselle, now untied, stepped forward, eyeing Locke and Marsh. "Who is behind you?" she asked, her voice clear, finally showing her official role. Their lips parted, but no words came out. The control they once wielded to intimidate us had turned to raw fear. Sabrina motioned me over. "Your wife has been tracking a scam ring posing as local officials," she said softly. "We had leads, but did not expect them to act in broad daylight like this." My head spun. These 2 were part of something bigger, maybe not even local. I recalled strange cars lurking around the neighborhood at night for weeks. This was no simple con. Then real Santa Fe Police Department cars rolled up, lights flashing bright. They blocked the street, set up barriers, while neighbors huddled beyond the caution tape. Chaos took over, but Sabrina stayed cool. She briefed the police commander fast, flashing federal credentials. The local officers stepped back, yielding to the CIA. Neighbors started sharing odd run-ins with Locke and Marsh. Myrtle Finch said they fined her for a non-standard planter. Douglas Ware told how they cornered him at the gate, demanding cash for a lawn care violation. Those charges always felt off, but folks chalked it up to new HOA rules. Giselle took notes, occasionally locking eyes with Sabrina. Their silent sync hinted at a long partnership. I stood there, heart still racing, grappling with my wife's secret life spilling out in front of our home. But I did not know yet this was just the start. These fake enforcers were the tip of something bigger, lurking in ways we could not predict. As CIA agents and police swapped details, a guy from Sabrina's team approached me. His badge read Ambrose Klein, a name I had glimpsed in Giselle's computer contacts once. He asked gently but firmly, "Notice anything odd lately? Strange cars, sketchy people, anything off?" I thought back. A white van parked near the community park 4 nights straight, no plates. When I got close to check, it sped off. Klein nodded, like it fit his hunch. He stepped aside, murmuring into his phone too low for me to catch. Less than 8 minutes later, a steady beep came from the fake HOA SUV. An agent rushed over, finding a small device under the back seat, green light flashing. He shouted, "Got something, could be a tracker." The air turned tense as a tightrope. Some neighbors flinched, ducking behind fences and cars. The agent gingerly pulled out the device with gloved hands. A GPS tracker wired to an unknown circuit board. Locke and Marsh's eyes widened, pure panic. They swore they knew nothing, but no one bought that excuse amid the mess. Sabrina ordered a tech sweep of the whole area. They checked every vehicle, from the imposter's SUV to neighbors' cars, even the storm drains. Meanwhile, Giselle calmly grilled Locke and Marsh, leaning against a cop car, arms crossed. "Why Duskmeadow? Who told you to do this?" she asked, her voice steady but pressing. Locke stayed mute. Marsh stammered, "We just followed a contract. It was just a job." That only cemented the suspicion. Someone was pulling strings, and these two were mere pawns. It all moved so fast. 15 minutes ago, I was on the porch watching the sunset, carefree. Now the street looked like a covert ops scene. Ambrose Klein came back, face grim. He whispered to Giselle and she froze, a flicker of strain crossing her features. She waved me over. "I have to go now," she said quietly, regret in her tone. "Sabrina needs me at a secure site to debrief. This is bigger than we thought. These guys are not just scammers. They might be tied to a group targeting federal agents." My stomach tightened. Rarely had I seen Giselle so shaken. I grabbed her hand, holding tight, unwilling to let go. I stood there, stunned, as 4 more unmarked cars pulled up, whisking Giselle away. Sabrina stayed to handle the scene, but made it clear she would join Giselle soon once things settled here. Duskmeadow sank into chaos, whispers rippling everywhere. People fretted over hacked personal data or who might be next. The local police chief tried to calm them. "We are working with federal agencies to keep everyone safe," he said. But unease hung thick. Locke and Marsh were hauled off, wrists cuffed, eyes darting for an escape that was not there. I overheard them mutter about a boss who would not forgive. My hands shook as the scale of it hit me. Was Duskmeadow random, or were Giselle and I targeted from the start? By nightfall, the caution tape stayed up. News vans clogged the street, floodlights bathing once quiet homes. Reports buzzed about a mystery CIA agent nabbed by fake HOA goons. Each station raced to dig up details, though no one had the full story. For 6 days after, the neighborhood sat under quiet but obvious federal watch. Surveillance vans parked on corners, unmarked cars cruised odd hours, and some spotted drones humming overhead at midnight. Giselle went silent, her phone hitting voicemail every time. I threw myself into work, coding, fixing bikes, even handing out charity food. Anything to stay sane. But worry gnawed at me. Then Thursday night, my phone rang. The screen flashed secure line. I picked up, breath catching. It was Giselle. Her voice was tired but firm. "I am okay. We just uncovered something huge." My heart pounded. "What? Tell me." She said the arrests of Locke and Marsh led the CIA to a fake ID network holding data on tons of government workers. They staged petty violations in suburbs where mid- and high-level officials lived low-key. Then they gathered intel, planted trackers in homes, and sold it all to the highest dark web bidders. "They targeted me," Giselle said. Maybe they thought I knew something about a covert op overseas. I was floored. What now? Are we in danger? She paused long. Finally, she said, "The ringleaders are still out there. We are tracing them across states. If they sense we are close, they might hit back." My chest felt heavy. Fear surged, but I could not let it take over. Giselle needed me steady more than ever. She went on over the phone. "Sabrina is pulling every resource. I will help take them down once we pinpoint their main base. It is just a matter of time." Despite the unease, pride swelled in me. My gentle wife, who fixed bikes for neighbors, was a brilliant CIA pro about to bust a crime ring spanning states. Her double life blew my mind. For 8 days after that call, I tried to stay calm. I shared what I could with neighbors, keeping Giselle's secret role hushed. Duskmeadow's air stayed thick. People jumped at strange cars, mystery packages, or sudden knocks. The real HOA rushed to assure us there were no enforcers like that. The irony? Their words fueled rumors of us being watched. A half-truth, at least. 9 days later, a gray sedan parked silently out front as the sun dipped. My heart raced. Surprise visits like this were never simple. Sabrina Dean stepped out, weary but resolute. She waved me into the car. Inside, she set an encrypted laptop on my lap and hit start. A scratchy voice crackled through. "Strike team ready. Location confirmed. Breaching in 10 seconds." I stared at Sabrina, stunned. "This is the takedown?" She nodded, telling me to listen. My throat went dry. The audio was tense, thick with fast breaths and hushed orders. Then her voice cut through. Giselle, calm and focused. She was leading a small crew at a remote warehouse near Juneau, Alaska, picked by the masterminds for its isolation. Through choppy waves, I pictured it. Locked gates, guards, drones buzzing above. Then came a brief clash, shouts, pounding steps, a few small bangs that made me flinch. Sabrina's hand rested on my shoulder. She whispered, "She is fine." Suddenly, the line went dead. My heart hammered. I held my breath. Then Giselle's voice broke through, alive with energy. "Target secured. We found stolen data gear. Multiple suspects down. No team injuries." A relieved sigh echoed from the command crew. Sabrina gave a faint smile, powering down the laptop. "It is over," she said softly. "We got them." I sank into the seat, flooded with relief, awe, and exhaustion. Sabrina and I stepped out of the car just as curious neighbors peeked over. She nodded goodbye. "Giselle will debrief soon and be home. You both did great." Before I could thank her, the sedan pulled away, taillights fading into the dark. Giselle returned after 5 days quietly, the media buzz long gone. Duskmeadow settled back into calm. Folks grew warier, but suburban life rolled on. Through hushed talks, I learned the full truth. The criminals' data hub was destroyed. Indictments for their network were in the works. Giselle earned quiet praise in secret circles, but to everyone else, she stayed the humble tech consultant fixing minor glitches. Locke, Marsh, and their crew faced a slew of federal charges: impersonating officials, illegal detention, conspiracy, and spying on U.S. intel agents. They were hauled to court one by one. The media, once hooked on their bold scam, now relished their downfall. A judge denied bail, citing national security risks. Their arrogance crumbled into shaky excuses, fake badges now damning proof of their blunder. Neighbors, once feeling violated, found comfort. The real HOA issued a statement swearing Duskmeadow never backed such weird self-appointed roles. Meanwhile, Santa Fe PD and the CIA quietly teamed up to shield other neighborhoods from similar ploys. It was a win for our little community, proof even the craftiest faced justice. Giselle and I sat in the living room watching the news, a weight lifting with each new charge announced. Though the story shocked us, it reminded us of risks narrowly dodged. The public never knew how often Giselle faced danger far from home. Slowly, Duskmeadow eased back into routine. A stray reporter would cruise by, fishing for scoops, but neighbors waved them off politely. Friendly barbecues returned. Giselle kept her low profile, never bragging about dismantling a crime web. Some guessed her role but stayed mum. Though it was over, echoes lingered. A CIA car occasionally rolled through, new cameras popped up at intersections, and folks grew sharper. We were not as carefree anymore. That lesson taught me threats can hide in something as simple as an HOA letter. One weekend afternoon, we ate and reflected. Giselle said in her 13 years on the job, she always kept her covert work separate from family life. But this time, The biggest trouble hit our doorstep via two sloppy yet cunning goons. She said what gnawed at her most was not herself, but Duskmeadow's honest folks who saw it as a safe haven. "Good thing we stopped them," she said. "One less problem." Later, rumors swirled that Locke and Marsh's boss tied to a transnational crime ring. The FBI dug in, chasing leads from Austin to Portland and beyond. I worried Giselle would get pulled into more missions, but she reassured me. "I just send what I gathered. The rest is not my job," she said with a light laugh, though her eyes held relief and lingering caution. Meanwhile, Duskmeadow grew tighter than ever. People swapped out porch lights for brighter ones, started a group chat to watch the area, and held quick coffee meetups to talk. Maybe the upside was this: that mess brought us closer. Declan, the kid who live streamed it, now uses his channel to share safety tips, his views up 5 times from before. Looking back, I see how fragile daily life can be. 2 self-proclaimed power trippers, leaning on fake tricks, nearly upended our calm. But facing that test showed us our community's strength and Giselle's quiet might. In the end, Duskmeadow did not just survive. It grew stronger, united, and set on never being caught off guard again. Imagine walking a familiar street, birds chirping, fresh-cut grass in the air, when a strange breeze blows through, carrying secrets no one expects. That is the vibe Duskmeadow's tale stirs in me. Living in today's world, tied tight by screens and data, I see safety is never guaranteed. Guys like Locke and Marsh, small cogs in a big machine, remind us how tech can twist from simple scams to deeper plots. I admire how Giselle quietly shielded our community and valued Duskmeadow's grit in riding out the storm together. This story offers a lesson. In a shifting world, staying sharp, trusting those around you, and pushing forward can unravel any challenge. Let me be clear. This tale is for fun and inspiration, not to judge, criticize, or harm anyone or anything. What do you think of this story? Leave a comment below with your take. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe for more unique tales. Thanks for watching this video all the way. Wishing you a peaceful day. Catch you in the next one.